Hey guys, Bart with Bicycle Rider YouTube, and I've got the brand new 2023 RipZone E1 in my hands. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but over here I've got the Alpine Trail E model, and I really like that bike. But I myself have been riding 3 generations of RipZone. The RipZone just suits geography-wise and my riding style a little bit more than the heavier duty, longer suspension travel of the Alpine Trail. And the Alpine Trail is great. And as soon as they put the Shimano EP6 or EP8, depending on which one you get, on, that turned that bike into a very fun bike that rides in multiple places. But the RipZone is one that I'm super excited about. Like I said, I ride the RipZone on a regular basis, and now that they've put a Shimano EP6 motor in this bike, it is an absolute kick in the butt. I'm a big fan. If you don't know, I'm in Biloxi Bicycle Works here. We also have Gov Velo. We're in Biloxi, Mississippi. We've got some great mountain bike riding in Biloxi, Mississippi. If I didn't like the mountain bike riding, believe me, I wouldn't have opened up a bicycle shop and I wouldn't live here. But it is not Bentonville, Arkansas. It's not Summit County, Colorado. It's not a lot of those destinations that have a lot of features, a lot of climbing, a lot of stuff that you need big suspension for. This around here, of course, I've been doing cross-country mountain biking. I'm 53 years old, so cross-country mountain bike's been my stick for a long time. But I'm starting to do a lot more trail riding. A lot of people like features. A lot of people like, like a lot of jumps, jump lines, stuff like that. Hey, at 53 years old, I'm having fun with that stuff too. I see the trend going from cross-country to down country for a reason. It is a blast. But you got to remember what my roots are. I've been a cross-country racer. We grew up riding bikes to see who was the fastest, not who could jump the highest. I do like jumping the highest, and it just seems like the RipZone is built on a super fast platform to start with. The Alpine Trail has way more suspension. I don't really need that much suspension down here. This bike, let me just talk about some of the specs of this bike really quick. But you've got a RockShox pike on the front. It's got a motion control damper on it. So it's 140 millimeters of suspension, and it's very point and shoot. When I point this 29-inch wheel, 2.5-inch tire, somewhere, it goes there, but it rolls really, really quick. Speaking of rims and tire combination, this bike comes with a good set of Marin branded wheels. The wheels are 29 millimeters wide. So of course you get 29 millimeter diameter, but 29-inch diameter, but so they're the 29 millimeter wide. So that's the internal width of the rim. They're a wide tire, and these come stock with CushCore. So CushCore is a technology that's super cool, keeps you from damaging your rim, because there's actually a kind of a foam core inside your tire. As a bicycle mechanic, I've installed these things. They're kind of a pain in the butt to install. So Marin is just shipping these things, CushCore valves, CushCore, and then you also get sealant. So the sealant doesn't come in the rim. You got to put that once you get there. But all you got to do is unscrew the valve, throw the sealant in, and you've got a rock solid set of rims and tires on a stock bike. So 29 front and back. The Alpine Trail is a mullet setup. It's a little bit more radical, a little bit more downhill style, and it's got a 27.5 and a 29. It's cool. I mean, I've been riding that bike. It's fun. But this bike here, the Marin RipZone, is faster. It's, if you ask me, a little bit more agile. Maybe not as capable on some serious downhill riding, but as a 150-pound rider, I can ride this down the gnarliest stuff that I want to go down. I'm not a Red Bull Rampage guy. You know, back in the day, I hooked all the big stuff I could hook, but nowadays it has gotten really steep and deep and lippy, and my brain's just not there as a cross-country guy. But I'm working with Toby from Dirt Coasters, and I'm learning how to jump a little bit better. So anyway, thank you, Toby, man. I appreciate some lessons on that stuff. And it's weird being a lifetime mountain biker and taking a lesson, but it's radical stuff, and the Marin Rift Zone can handle that stuff. You just got to know what you're doing, and I'm learning what to do. But this bike, with the geometry, spot on geometry that Marin is designed into. There's a guy named Sippy who he's a suspension engineer. He built this multi-track rocker, and he does a fantastic job. So this bike is very, very well balanced. It's lighter than the Alpine Trail. I weighed it just a little bit ago with this scale. It's not the easiest thing for me to do at the bike shop by myself, but it was 46 pounds. I actually had to, let me see if I can do it for you guys, just so you see. I did put a new battery in the scale, but it is acting funny. Okay, so I zeroed out now. Let's see if I can pick this thing up. Well, it was 46 pounds. Just take my word for it. I don't want to waste the video trying to get the scale to work, but just before I was 46 pounds, which the Alpine Trail is about 55 pounds. So it's quite a bit lighter, a lot more agile. Real quick on the specs, this is that comes in 3 levels, and this is the Marin Rift Zone E1. It comes with a Shimano Dior 11-speed drivetrain. It's solid. You can't go wrong with a Shimano 11-speed Dior drivetrain with a clutch derailleur. I believe the cassette's 11 to 51 on the back, so you got plenty of gears to climb with, but made it to the EP6 motor, and this is the newer Shimano EP6 motor. This thing is a hoot to ride. If you like doing wheelies, it's got plenty of torque. And just to be straight, it's got some Shimano. It's got the Shimano 4-piston brakes with TRP, a TRP lever on it here. It threw me off a little bit because on the specs I thought it said TRP brakes, but I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I've just put this thing in my hands. I've been riding it around on the urban situation, you know, a little bit around the shop, but I did take it out to our local mountain bike trail system. It's a cross-country trail system, and you know, with a bigger suspension I get on an Alpine Trail, it really mutes the ride a little bit, but it's still fun. This bike was sharp. It was on point. It was very agile. I believe it's a 65-degree head tube and a 77-degree seat tube with a 440 chainstay. I'll double check, but it's great numbers. The bike rides absolutely awesome. For what I like is cross country, down country. I don't want to say I'm a light rider because I am liking some of the jump trails and stuff like that, but really I don't have as much downhill. And if I did take this to a bike park in Birmingham, Alabama, not too far from here, we've got a bike park. I'd love to go take this up for a weekend up there. 140 millimeters of suspension, dampened the way this is, works just fine for me, but still keeps it agile and super fast doing the urban that we do around here, and then of course on our trail systems that we have. So I'm super impressed with this bike, and I was excited when I heard that Marin was going to do Rift Zone E because I'm a Rift Zone guy. It fits the situation here in the South really, really good. And if I do get a chance to throw one of these and go out to North Carolina, to go out to Colorado, this is going to be my bike of choice. I would have ridden the Alpine Trail, but now that they've come out with this is definitely more my style. I'm a 29-inch wheel guy. I like a 150-pound guy. This is a size medium, so this fits me perfect, a size medium. Of course, you got a Trans-X dropper post, so I'm not so worried about seat height It's more about body geometry. So this has got the reach and everything just feels really, really good. And with that 65-degree head tube angle, I don't feel like I'm over raked out. I love the Shimano controller. Nice and small. It's integrated, and it does have a remote here on the left for some different functions that we have. But it's not a big computer screen that I don't want on my mountain bike. Integrated battery. Of course, it's a Shimano battery, so it's name brand cells. 630 watts. I rode this thing for an hour and a half the other day out on the trails. Put a little over 25 miles on it, and I didn't even touch the battery. It seemed like I had a lot of battery left. I am a pedaler, so I'm pedaling this thing as the power is pulling me. Around town on the urban situations, with the size of this battery and with this motor is so efficient. With you pedaling a little bit, you can have all day fun on this bike. And I know some guys up in Park City, Utah right now that are getting all day. They work in town. The mountain out there is, it's 5 or 6 miles out of town. So these guys go on their lunch break and they go ride the trails in the afternoon. Then they come back for a second shift. Then they ride these things home. And they get plenty of mileage out of this bike. So I'm just really stoked. I didn't finish talking about the component package because I get so excited about the riding. But about $5,000. It's hard for me in the American market. I don't know the European market. It's hard for me in the American market to compare anything on the mountain bike side for $5,000 that's giving me this much quality, this much rideability. A company like Marin out of Marin County, California, one of the birthplaces of mountain biking. These guys ride bikes. I've met a lot of the guys that work at Marin at Interbike and some of the different trade shows. These are bike riding guys, and they go out and they ride these things and they engineer these things. I have a lot of faith in Marin. You can see I own a bicycle shop, and I've got a lot of Marin hanging around here because I love to ride bikes with my customers. When I sell a Marin, I usually have a very happy customer. The hashtag's made for fun, and these bikes, they're just made for fun. As a bicycle mechanic, I don't see a lot of issues. I see hardly any issues with these bikes. Not that things can't happen, but on a regular basis, people that are actually riding these bikes, my friends that are out riding, they're not here in the shop all the time asking for repairs. They're out there riding their bikes, and they're having fun with these bikes because they are just built rock solid. Speaking of Marin, if you have a Marin dealer, please go visit your Marin dealer. You got to support your local bike shops. If you don't have a Marin dealer, I do have an online channel for this bike. It's called Govelo, Govelo. It's same as here, so we build these on Biloxi Bicycle Works. We assemble them. Everybody that works for me is a bike rider. We take every bike for a test ride. Of course, these are machine-built wheels, but we will actually take a wheel, put it on a touring stand. We take rotors, we put it on a touring stand. You never know what happens in shipping. Speaking of shipping, we've got a lot of we don't just take a bike that Marin sells us and then put a label and ship it out to you. We completely build this bike, and we've got our own custom bikes and foam and boxes that we box these things before we ship them to you. And we know what new bike day is like. We want your new bike day just to be like it is if you're coming into the store to buying it for us. It's a little bit harder if you're, in, let's say Bentonville, Arkansas, and we're sending you this bike up there. Things can happen in shipping. We do our best to really carefully custom pack foam and do a good job. But, if something happens, we do have customer service, and my customer service people are right here in Biloxi. So I'm not paying some company to answer phones for us. We're answering the phones. We're answering the emails. Chat, I'm a little bit slow with chat because I am running a bike shop all day long, and then afterwards I usually go ride my bike. But believe me, we're here for you guys. We've got a good staff, and we care about what we're doing. As an owner, I get so excited about this bike, and you should see my staff get so excited about these bikes. We couldn't wait to get these bikes out and ride them. The bicycle market's a little bit funny right now, so just know that if you are buying off of GovVelo or Biloxi Bicycle Works or your Marin dealer, you have people there that care about your size, your fit, what you're doing. And then you have Marin as a company that's going to back us up and back you up as well. This is a badass bike. Excuse my French, but I am really excited about this new Rift Zone E mountain bike. Any questions, hit me up at Biloxi Bicycle Works. Send me a message on the YouTube channel. Call me at the shop. Hit me up at GovVelo. I'm a real person. I'm approachable. I do ride these bikes, and I do own a company who sells these bikes, but I need a job, and this is the job I picked. So I'm out here making these videos, not so you buy a bike from me, but so you can get stoked on this bike and know your options. We get a lot of people that are buying a lot of bikes off the internet, some brands I've never heard of. And when they come in here, I try to help them out, but there's a lot of times I can't get a part, or I can't get it. You know, I'm not a dealer for that bike, and they don't support bike shops. With Marin, there's a reason these bikes are being sold out of a bike shop, because Marin wants us to have your back. I do these videos to give people the choice, to show them bikes from people who actually ride bikes. Sometimes I get the specs a little bit wrong because I have so many specs in my head, but you can go online. I think I've got them all on this bike, because this bike really makes me happy. I'm going to go out and ride this bike a little bit before it gets dark. The shop is closed down. I'm going to, turn the battery on, the motor on, and go blast around Biloxi, Mississippi. So, hey, if you're traveling through Biloxi, Mississippi, and a lot of people do, we're outside of Keesler Air Force Base, so there's a lot of airmen that buy our bikes all over the world, and then they come here. Well, I'll ride bikes with you. Let me know if you're passing through. I'd love to show you guys around GovVelo, let you meet the staff here at Biloxi Bicycle Works. We're real people who sell bikes and really believe in the bicycle lifestyle. So anyway, I am Bart Luther, aka the Bicycle Rider. This is my YouTube channel, and if you like what we do, hit like and subscribe. This is completely an unplanned video, unscripted, off the top of my head, and that's what we do. If you like what we do, hit us up a little bit. Let's YouTube see what we're doing, and it helps me, continue these videos. And I'm a small channel, so I'd like to get a little bit bigger and spread the love of bikes. And I really would like to get you guys to come ride bikes with me. I did some kayaking over the weekend. I know this is not a kayaking video, but I want people to come here and kayak with me and ride bikes and enjoy the lifestyle that I have here in Biloxi. So just know we're an open book. We're real people. I'm really stoked about the Marin Rift Zone, and I would love to help you guys get on one. But if you do have a shop, please support your local bike shops. They need you right now. Buy where you ride, and if you can't do that, I'm here for you. I'm a rider. You can come ride here, and then the buy where you ride really works out because you're actually riding here with us. So Marin Rift Zone E1, absolutely awesome bike. If you can't tell by my stoke level and the way I just won't shut up about it, this is real. It's from the heart, and this bike is super cool. Marin Rift Zone E1. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you.